Yo, what's up, YouTube? Okay, I came on YouTube because I wanted to fellowship and grow mentally with other YouTubers who have common interests in some of the things that I like to talk about. But I came on here primarily to get my views out. That was my number one objective. So, and I'm saying this because, I'm sure that this video may upset or rub Africans the wrong way. But I feel like I have to do this video because, from the first couple of videos where I let it out that I was Nigerian, and I talked about, where I came from, a lot of people, Africans, had a problem with the fact that I was talking about so many African American issues. They said that, I should just leave it alone. You can't identify, and, you're being insensitive. And I understand where they're coming from. But for me, I don't think they understand the relationship that Africans, Nigerians, and whatever have with blacks in America. Now, I understand that there's some differences, and there are some intelligent black men and black women on YouTube that have even pointed out the whole idea of the black Jews and the Israelites. And I definitely hear where they're coming from, and that is an area that I admit I need to do more research on. But I feel like because we're in America, we have a lot of similar struggles. And I like to identify myself with people who have similar struggles. Okay? That's just who I am. I understand that we all have different backgrounds in terms of where we are from. But the fact remains, we have similar issues. And when we're amongst each other, we always love to point out where you're from and where you're not from. But the second we are presented with issues created by dominant white America, we tend to come together. We tend to become one and united. Okay? And my issue with a lot of Nigerians and other Africans is they forget that it was African Americans who paved the way during the Civil Rights Movement for us to come here in the 70s and the 80s to do well educationally. Now, there are a lot of black people, okay, who were also in their early 20s and 30s during the 70s and the 80s that did not take advantage of the Civil Rights Movement. But regardless, we did, and those opportunities were created by African Americans and other Africans who were working together. Okay? So we didn't have a problem coming over here and identifying as African Americans and, I don't want to say coming together, but, using the channel that they created. We didn't have a problem with that. Okay? We didn't have a problem getting into certain schools and places of employment based off of affirmative action. Okay? We didn't have a problem on checking African American because we knew it would help us get in. We weren't protesting, oh, there's no box that says Nigerian. Okay? We weren't protesting that. And it's even funny even today. Okay? I have a lot of Nigerians who tell me, we don't identify, we're not the same, you're wasting your time. But when it comes to getting scholarships or financial aid, you don't have a problem with identifying as African American, right? To get ahead, right? To fight white America, you now don't have a problem with identifying. But the second, we're talking about issues where it's in a closed environment and it's just black people from different backgrounds, we now want to disconnect from each other. Why is that? If you feel like we're not the same, why is it that you want to elect to get financial aid and scholarships that were designed for underserved, underprivileged African Americans? Right? We don't have, we don't have any objections to lying on an essay, okay, or maybe lying about certain information here and there to make ourselves look as if we are underserved and we are suffering economically to get what we need to get where we want to be in white America. I just find that funny. So in the end, I know who I am. I know where I'm from. I understand the good and the bad side. It's funny because our parents didn't come over here to stay here, or at least mine did it. Okay, most of the Nigerians who came over to go to school and take what they learned and go back to Nigeria. But we're here, okay? So, we're here, and oftentimes we want to look down on what African Americans aren't doing, but our home is in shambles. Yeah, we have a lot of greed and corruption, but a part of it is because a lot of the ones who came over aren't going back. So of course, if the strong leave home to make a journey to a new home and they don't come back, what do you think is going to happen to your original country? What do you think was going to happen? If your best and brightest left but never came back, what would happen to your country? Okay? The weaker will start to take over. The easily corruptible will start to take over. So I understand the good and the bad. So I'm not necessarily disrespected by anybody, but understand where I'm coming from. I know my place in terms of being an African, being a Nigerian, being Yoruba, but I also understand how I fit in with other black people. I understand that we come from different backgrounds, right? You have I guess the whole idea of being, the whole black Jew Israelite, which is new to me. You have blacks in, the Middle Americas, the Virgin Islands, the Jamaicans. We're all over the place. But when we come to America, okay, we have some universal problems that unify us. And like I said before, when we're facing issues with white America, we know how to stick together. Okay, Africans, we know how to, lie here and there to make ourselves look like we're underserved African Americans. But the second the doors are closed and it's just black on black, everybody wants to separate themselves. I'm this, I'm that. You're not this, you're not real this and that and the third. And I'm like, yo, stop. Alright? So understand where I'm coming from. Take it easy. God bless.